tuned now for this Class AA quarterfinal matchup here on Channel 712.
The Met Center in Bloomington. We're getting set for our second game of the afternoon session featuring Proctor out of Region 7 AA. Proctor Rails have won 16 and lost 6 this year, and they'll be taking on Little Falls with a record of 21-1. The Little Falls Flyerette. And our first game out here at the Met, Hopkins Lindberg was the winner over Burnsville 43-41, and of course the game you just finished watching, Moose Lake losing to East Chain 53-45, and coming up at St. Paul later this afternoon, we'll have Nicollet 22-1 against Kelly, Skalicki, and the Albany Huskies. They are 23-0. But let's talk about this AA game right now, featuring Little Falls out of Region 8 AA and Proctor out of Region 7 AA. Little Falls 21-1. Proctor has 6 losses on the year, Chris. Would that make Little Falls the favorite?
Not necessarily. Proctor is a short team. It's the shortest team in the tournament. But one thing they do have, they hustle hard. They're a very scrappy team. They work hard on defense. They scrap on offense. They look to shoot the ball a lot. Where Little Falls runs the same type of defense. They run a pressure man defense all over, pressuring the full court press. They run an offense. They key mostly to Leanne Grosso, who's a 5'11" center for him. She's averaging 20 points a game and 12 rebounds. You'll see Tina Keller, she's a guard for him. She's an excellent ball handler, excellent shooter, averaging 14 points in the game. One interesting statistic that I find very unique in the tournament plays, these two teams, Proctor's average on offense 48 points a game. On defense, they've held their teams to 36 points a game. Little Falls averaging 62 points a game, and they've held their opponents to 48 points a game. And that's what Proctor has had to get to win the games.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Proctor. Proctor has won the 16, as we've told you, lost 6. They represent the Lake Superior Conference. They have lost 6 times, including at one stretch of the year, 4 of them in a row. They lost to, I think it's Greenway, 22-29. They lost to Cloquet, 38-36, to East, 60-44, to Silver Bay, 41-40. To Denfield, 39-37, and to Cloquet again, 49-42, yet still survive. And with their 635 students, they are here representing Region 7 AA. Little Falls has lost just once. That was to St. Paul Apollo, 67-59. But they came back to beat Apollo in regional play. The 1980 Minnesota State High School Basketball Tournament will continue following station identification.
A pass card account at Community Federal of Little Falls lets you save and withdraw any amount, anytime. So it's the ideal way to build an emergency cash reserve, earning a generous 5.5% yearly compounded daily. You can also use your pass card account to accumulate sufficient funds for transfer to certificates, where you'll gain even higher interest rates. An insured, safe program from Community Federal Savings and Loan of Little Falls, member FSLIC. If you don't shop for your new Chevy pickup at Dick Youngberg Chevrolet Buick Little Falls, you could be blowing one heck of a deal. A 1980 Chevy Fleetside pickup, a half-ton with a 6-cylinder 3-speed, can be yours for only $46.88. That's right, only $46.88. Or let Gene show you the nice selection of medium-duty trucks available. Don't just settle for any deal when you can get one heck of a deal at Dick Youngberg Chevrolet Buick Little Falls.
We return you now to the Met Center.
Bob Kurtz and Chris Howell back with you at the Met Center. On the floor, warming up right now, Little Falls, coached by Jerry Kuhl. We're still waiting for the appearance of the Proctor Rails. Again, if you just joined us, our first game out here this afternoon was won by Hopkins Lindberg, 49-41. And there's a young lady, Leanne Grosso, who you were talking about a little earlier, Chris.
Right, Leanne's very good inside. She's got good movement. She moves to the ball. She uses the glass well in her shot. She's averaging 20 points a game and 12 rebounds.
So will they try and look to her on the inside then?
Right, they look to go to her a lot, but you can't say again on Leanne because they have very balanced scoring throughout the rest of the teams. They have a very good guard and forward court.
Also in single A today, it was East Shane 53, Moose Lake 14-5. Coming up along with this telecast, we'll have Nicollet and Albany, and then stay tuned tonight. Hope you can join us along most of these stations, 7 o'clock tonight. Chris and I back here at the Met. We'll have Woodbury and Hill Murray, followed by Mankato East and Minneapolis North. And Jim Gilliland and Tom Greeno, well, they've got Austin Pacelli against Warren. And Kirkhope and Murdoch Sundberg going against New York Mills, gunning for their unprecedented 4th straight state championship, and they, of course, feature the Janet Carbonen Show. So let's go across the way now to Julie Perlt and get the introduction of the starting lineups for this ball game. Now we're going to have to wait a second while the Proctor band finishes playing. Very quickly, we'll get this ball game underway. We'll tell you that our officials are John Perkin, he's out of Hibbing, and Ron Halverson, who makes his home in Little Canada. Let's go now to Julie Perlt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to introduce each squad. We will introduce the non-squad starters of each squad before the starting lineup. For Proctor, number 14, Carrie Fremline. Number 30, Debbie Johnson. 34, Karen Trudell. 40, Sharon Billman. 44, Carol Burns. 50, Penny Zeals. For Little Fall, number 11, Bridget Fabian. Number 13, Shelley Chisholm. 15, Kathy Thielen. 23, Mary Jo Philippi. 25, Marie Bennick. 33, Anita Miller. 35, Melanie Melby. 41, Barb Lane. 51, Marge Hill. 55, Karen Johnson. And now the starting lineup to be introduced alternately. For Proctor at forward, Jackie Trudell. For Little Falls, at forward, number 31, Peggy Urbanski. Forward, 24, Karen Sundstrom. Little Falls, Betty 3, Betty Stillum. Center, number 32, Debbie Meyer. 53, Leanne Grosso. 54, Garland DeRoche. 21, Tina Keller. 22, Barb Elness. 45, Mary Boson.
Richard Peterson of Proctor and Jerry Cool of Little Falls. And very quickly, we'll get this ball game underway. Game 2 here in Double-A. The winner of this ball game, well, they've got Hopkins Lindberg out here at the Met 105 tomorrow. Any last-second comments, Coach, before we head in?
Right, I think one thing that Proctor needs to do right away, they need to run their offense, look to get the boards. They've got to get some boards against Little Falls because they've definitely got a height advantage. I think you look to see both teams come out on the floor. They'll be in a full court press and a man defense.
Okay, the Proctor Rails also go under the name of Mean Green. They are dressed in white, obviously with green trim, and wearing the purple and the white trim. That'll be Little Falls. And we're underway here at the Met. Stillum now plays it back to Boson. And here come the Flyerettes. Taking it to the bucket, laying it up, and no good. That was Tina Keller. But Urbanski now controls the rebound. Back to Keller, over to Boson. Boson getting it to Betty Spillum. They work it into Grosso. Little Falls pounding the offensive boards here in the early going. Off to Urbanski. Spillum has the rebound. Back out to Urbanski, to Keller. Spillum puts it up, no good, and the rebound taken down by DeRoche to Proctor. Here come the Rails. Shot is no good. Urbanski now takes it down for Little Falls. They head now to Keller. Picked up by DeRoche. Off now to Spillum. Urbanski takes it to the bucket and scores. To the first bucket of the ball game goes for Petty Urbanski, and Little Falls is on the board.
It was a nice drive by Peggy. What Little Falls is doing is they're just running a passing game, setting screens and a defense and going in for drives. They're looking for good percentage shots, which are layups and shots inside the lane.
22 there, Barb Elness for Proctor.
Okay.
Tipped and taken away, going to the bucket, putting it up and good. That bucket goes in for Jackie Trudell, so Trudell has two. As Tina Keller now comes out of the backcourt, we're tied at 2. 6:25 remaining here in the first quarter. Spillum. Off to Urbanski. Urbanski watched by Trudell. The ball snapped away. Picked up by DeRoche now for Proctor. And Darla DeRoche puts it over on the left side. That's for Karen Sundrum. Ball knocked out of bounds. Played back in by Proctor. And so Karen Sundrum, number 24, will do honors.
See both teams very early putting on a very pressure man defense. A lot of pressure on the ball.
DeRoche top of the circle. Work it up on the right side. Get it into Meyer. That does not go, but there's a foul call underneath. That looks like it is going to be on Sundrum. So Sundrum picks up the first foul, her first, and the first team foul on Proctor. And so playing it back in will be Little Falls.
See Little Falls facing a man press right now. They have front and back. All they're doing is set a screen, look to get the ball. They should just run a clear out and run the ball down the court.
Off down to Urbanski. Urbanski shadowed there by Trudell. She turned it over. Let the dribble get a little high. And she lost control of it, and Proctor will play it back in.
Now you'll see the same thing again with Little Falls also running a man defense press.
Comes in now to Meyer. Meyer is the center, not the ball handler. Now DeRoche. To Sundstrom. And now to Trudell. Trudell was cut off there by Spillum. Plays it back for DeRoche. Now it goes up on the right side for Elness. Elness getting it over. And the bucket is good by Jackie Trudell. So Trudell has 4 points. And Proctor is up by 2. Keller now for Little Falls. Off to Spillum. Underneath. And the bucket no good by Grosso. And a foul called under there.
That's one thing Leanne does really well. She moves well to the ball, gets the ball, and looks to shoot the ball. One thing that she needs to do is just use the glass on her shot. She's shooting the ball right over the rim.
Now Grosso got the foul, her first team foul. The Proctor Rails have it again, up 4-2, 5:05. Remaining here, quarter number 1. Trudell in traffic. Works her way across the 10-second line. Has it stripped by Keller, but then saved by Sundstrom. And now DeRoche has it for Proctor. Watched by Keller very closely. Bad pass, and it goes right to Peggy Urbanski. And Urbanski clears ahead for Tina Keller, and here comes Little Falls again. Over to Spillum. Into Grosso. And Grosso has her first bucket of the ball game, and we're tied at 4.
There you saw Leanne breaking again, away from the ball, to the ball, getting the ball for a short jumper inside.
Double teaming the ball. DeRoche now. Watched by Keller. Off to Sundstrom. To Trudell. Trudell lost it behind the back. Saved by Sundstrom again. Back out to DeRoche. They work it over to Meyer. Meyer battling Grosso. It goes underneath. And a 3-second violation is called. And so coming back the other way will be Little Falls.
One thing Proctor needs to do a little bit more on their offense, they need to move the ball a little quicker and get some movement on their offense. A lot of their players are just standing.
Tina Keller bothered in the backcourt. Up to Peggy Urbanski. Urbanski goes down the left side, takes it to the hoop, a big collision. And the foul will be called on Elness. So Elness gets called for the foul, her first. Second team foul against Proctor.
That's one thing Peggy does really well. She always drives to the basket, looks to shoot the layup, and draws the foul.
Now Sharon Billman checks into the Proctor lineup, and Karen Sundstrom comes out. Urbanski at the line, shooting 2. Peggy is a 5'8" senior, has an 11.5 scoring average this year. Has 2 points in this ball game. Little Falls has won 18 straight after losing to St. Cloud, 67-59 to St. Cloud Apollo. Urbanski gets 1 of the 2. Now off to Meyer. Meyer ahead to Elness, back to Meyer. Back for DeRoche. Billman. Billman puts it up, no good. Tries to save it. Nope, can't do it. So Billman couldn't save it. And Little Falls will play it back in. Urbanski to Keller. Back to Urbanski. Off the hands of Vosen. Vosen goes back and saves it, though. Gets it back to Urbanski again. Now it's Keller, top of the circle. Right side for Spillum. Urbanski. Peggy with 5 points.
That's Peggy's play. She's a good driver, an excellent driver. Once she gets the ball, she'll look to go baseline on the defense.
That'll be played back in by the Proctor Rails. We have 3:03 remaining here, quarter number 1, 7-4 in favor of Little Falls. Jerry Cool sitting back down on the Proctor bench. That's Richard Peterson, rather. Underneath to Meyer. Debbie Meyer with her first point for the ball game. Urbanski now for Little Falls. Right to the bucket again. Rebound is taken down by Billman, stolen away by Grosso and turned by DeRoche. DeRoche ahead to Meyer. Now off to Elness. Elness has a 1-on-4 going. She's going to have to slow it down. Off to Meyer. Back out to DeRoche. Off to Billman. And the rebound taken down by Grosso. To Tina Keller. 2:20 now to play here first quarter. Little Falls leads by 1. DeRoche rebound. Darla DeRoche. Off the Barb Elness. Back to DeRoche. That's Billman. To Jackie Trudell. Now Elness. Watched there by 45, Carol Vosen. Trudell tried to find an opening, couldn't do it. And we've got a jump ball.
One thing Little Falls is doing really well, they're putting a trap on the ball. 2 people trying to force the log pass or pass that is possible interception. Proctor's having a hard time finding the open man.
Down to 1:43 left here, first quarter. Gillum 43, jumping against Trudell 10. That's controlled by Little Falls. Tina Keller now. Pops from 15. That's Keller's first bucket of the ball game. 1:28 to play here. And a foul called. That will be on Tina Keller. That'll be Tina's first foul. Second team foul against Little Falls.
It was nice. They set the trap. They had a good trap. They were forcing the bad pass, but then Tina reached in and fouled.
Man with the message. Now Billman to play it in. Into Jackie Trudell. Off now to DeRoche. And that's picked off down there by Grosso. Grosso off to Vosen to Urbanski. And here comes Little Falls. Here comes Little Falls. Now back for Keller. Now Melby with the ball. That's Melanie Melby. Back off for Keller. for Urbanski. The rebound is taken down by Meyer. Meyer off to DeRoche. 42 seconds now to play here. Quarter number 1. Taken away by Keller. Bozen follows and gets the job done. Mary Bozen. She has 2. And it's a 5-point lead now for Little Falls. Off to Meyer. Meyer dropping it back to Billman. Seconds to play in the quarter. And traveling is the call. So we're down to 6 seconds now. And the Flyers of Little Falls will have one last opportunity to add to that 5-point lead. 4, 3, 2. Keller lets it fly. She's got it. Tina Keller has 4 points, and that is the end of the first quarter with a score Little Falls 13 and Proctor 6.
A pass card account at Community Federal of Little Falls lets you save and withdraw any amount, anytime. So it's the ideal way to build an emergency cash reserve, earning a generous 5.5% yearly compounded daily. You can also use your pass card account to accumulate sufficient funds for transfer to certificates where you'll gain even higher interest rates. An insured, safe program from Community Federal Savings and Loan of Little Falls, member FSLIC. If you don't shop for your new Chevy pickup at Dick Youngberg Chevrolet Buick Little Falls, you could be blowing one heck of a deal. A 1980 Chevy Fleetside pickup, a half-ton with 6-cylinder 3-speed, can be yours for only $46.88. That's right, only $46.88. Or let Gene show you the nice selection of medium-duty trucks available. Don't just settle for any deal when you can get one heck of a deal at Dick Youngberg Chevrolet Buick Little Falls.
Okay, Coach, we're back, and Little Falls is up 13-6 following one period of play here. Things are not going the Rails' way.
All right, one thing I think Proctor needs to do, they just need to calm down. I think they're having a little more pressure from the defense than they're used to. They just need to come down, be calm, run their offense, pass the ball, get a little movement on offense. They're still having a lot of players, and they're standing around. The only movement they are getting is from their inside man. They need to get some forward movement on the outside. Here's a replay. You see Tina come down, fire a 20-footer. It's good at the buzzer.
Swish.
Tina's an excellent shooter. She's a good 15-foot shooter, and she'll do that all afternoon.
Off the tip now, it's controlled by Little Falls. They have a 7-point lead, 13-6. Also in possession of the ball. Melby, number 35. Underneath to Grosso. Waits for everybody to come down, and she goes up herself and scores. Leanne Grosso has 4 points. Jackie Trudeau. Dropping it back off for DeRoche. Now Trudell gets it back again to Billman. Billman tried to work it into Meyer. Meyer has to go save it. DeRoche, top of the circle. Proctor having a hard time attacking that defense. What are they doing that makes them so tough to get that ball in?
Well, really what they're doing is the defense is just sagging in. What the offense needs to do is drive towards the defense, pick the defense up, and it'll open someone else up. But what they're doing is holding the ball and not penetrating in to pick up the defensive man. And so it looks like, you know, they're all covered. Now you'll see Leanne. She'll look to break to the ball again inside.
That one is knocked out of bounds by 22, Barb Elnis. It'll be played back in by Little Falls. Little Falls up by 7, 15-8. Is underway here in the second quarter at the Met. Our first game this afternoon won by Hopkins Lindberg over Burnsville, 43-41. Travel. Beautiful Met Center, the home of the Minnesota North Stars of the National Hockey League. They won a big one out here last night, beating the Boston Bruins 7-4 before 15,000 and some odd fans. They had one session of the boys basketball tournament played at the Met, the other at St. Paul. This time it's reversed. We have one session of the girls at St. Paul, everything else here at the Met. except for the consolation game. Goes back out of bounds to be played back in by the white team. That's Proctor.
Okay, one thing you'll see is Little Falls, they look like they're in a 1-2-2 zone, but they actually are in a man. It's a sagging man, and all Proctor needs to do is just get a little more movement and look to get some outside shots. Penetrate up to the defense and look to take their shot.
If they started hitting from the outside, would that loosen it up a bit?
Right, that'll help, and that'll pull the defense out and open the inside up for Debbie Meyer.
Melanie Melby working it into Grosso, and Grosso is fouled by Meyer. Meyer doesn't particularly care for the call. That's Meyer's third team foul against Proctor. 6:05 to play, second quarter, 15-8 in favor of Little Falls. And a timeout on the floor. We'll return to the Met Center in just a minute.
The month of March is sunshine sale time at Morrison County Carpet. Brighten up your home and save. Top quality Stewart paints are now at very affordable prices. Only $6.95 to $10.95 for white, and Stewart's exciting custom tints are also available at additional cost. Along with Stewart paints, you can save on floor coverings, window dressings, and wall coverings. The sunshine sale at Morrison County Carpet, 111 West Broadway, Little Falls.
Feel as pretty as you look in spring sportswear and dresses from Loretta's in Little Falls. Pick out a pretty Easter outfit and use spring coat, purse, and accessories. Choose from such brand names as Dalton, James Kenrobe, Bliley, Malia, and Corette of California. For quality and selection, shop for your new spring wardrobe now. New selections being received daily at Loretta's in Little Falls.
Well, that's the message from Little Falls. They're going for it here in 1980. They're off to a good start as they lead 15-8. There's 6:05 remaining, period number 2. Little Falls is ready. We're still waiting for Proctor.
One thing Proctor needs to do on defense, they're staying a little too close to Leanne when she's away from the ball. They need to sag into the key and stop that cut to the ball that she's making.
They're going to run play number 1. We know that much. Let's see what play number 1 is. Comes into Urbanski. She couldn't play control it, or she might have had a shot at the bucket. That goes out of bounds, and it'll be played back in by Proctor on turnover. Proctor trying to generate some offense here in the second quarter. Stay with us. We'll be going out to St. Paul shortly for Kelly Skulicki and the Albany Huskies of Nancy Way, who are 23-0. They're playing Nicollet. Nicollet's lost only 1 game this year. That should be a dandy. Jim Gilliland and Tom Greenhall. Greenhall getting his glasses cleaned off, and Jimmy using the throat spray, getting ready to broadcast another one. Rosen saves it, gets it back now, and Keller puts it up and scores. Tina Keller has 6 points. Almost a miscue there in the backcourt. Off now to Billman. Billman playing it to DeRoche on the top of the circle. Inside to Meyer, past Grosso. And Meyer now has 4 points as Grosso laid off on the defense. And let Meyer power away to the bucket. Bozen goes along the baseline. The underneath of the bucket, and Meyer grabbed the rebound. Off now to DeRoche. Very cool over there. And the Little Fall Flyers bench. Trudell off to Billman. And Billman takes it along the baseline and scores. First bucket of the ball game for Sharon Billman. And suddenly it's down to 5 points. Biggest lead of the game for Little Falls has been 9. Taken away by Proctor again. And the Rails are pounding their way right back into this one. Trudell. Rebound taken down by Keller. Fast break, Little Falls. Keller is bumped there by DeRoche. The ball goes out of bounds, played back in by Proctor, as Stone now checks back into the lineup for Little Falls. And Melody Melby will go to the bench. 4 minutes even to play second quarter, 17-12 in favor of Little Falls. Into Vosen. Off to Spillum. Watched by Billman. Tries to get it in. Picked off by DeRoche after it had been deflected. Darla DeRoche. Taking the pass from Elmas. Over to Trudell. And Trudell is fouled from behind by Spillum. Betty Spillum picks up her first third team.
One thing Proctor's doing a little bit better. She looks to get the ball, looks to drive inside, draws the foul.
And so going to the line will be Trudell. She'll be shooting 2. 3:41. Tough to go here in the half, as the first shot by Trudell does not go.
You see Proctor's offense is starting to pick up. They're getting a little more movement inside, which is really helping them.
Trudell got the second. That gives her a total of 7 points in the ball game. 17-13, a 4-point advantage for Little Falls. Foul call underneath. It'll be on Meyer.
That's the same play that Little Falls have been running. They've been running it to the right side. Now they turned around and ran it to the left side and drew a foul. One thing they need to do is, Proctor's playing the play now, the pass to Leanne's. So they need to look to get some shooting from the guards.
Urbanski pops and scores. Peggy Urbanski has 7 points. Little Falls on the board again. Up by 6 now, 19-13. Battling Grosso. Rebound as Spillum. Spillum ahead to Tina Keller. And we got a foul back behind the play called on Darla DeRoche. It's Darla's first foul, 15th foul against Proctor. So it's 1-and-1 time. There's Darla DeRoche. And our pigtailed friend will go to the line. That's Tina Keller. Tina's a 5'7" senior, carries a 14.8 scoring average. Her big game this year was 20 points. And so far today, she's got 6. Rebound is taken down on the front end of the 1-and-1. And here comes Proctor, knocked out of bounds by Carol Vosen, played back in by Proctor. 2:55 now to play in the half.
It's one thing Little Falls does really well. They put a lot of pressure on the ball, force a long pass, and go for the interception.
Tipped out of bounds by Vosen again, played back in by Proctor. 2:45 to play in the half. Don't forget, coming up, Nicollet against the Albany Huskies. And Albany features Kelly Skalicki, who is a delight to watch. Trudell fumbles it out of bounds, played back in now by Little Falls. Urbanski looping it into Mary Vosen. And Vosen starts down the floor now for the purple and white. Holds up at the free throw line, drops it off to Tina Keller. Keller goes to Urbanski. Back for Spillum. And Spillum is run into over there by Billman, and Billman will pick up the foul for blocking.
That's one thing Little Falls will continue to do. All they do is run a pass game where they pass the ball and screen away, and the person receiving the ball just looks for a drive in for a layup.
So Betty Spillum on the line. Betty's just a sophomore. She's got 2 more years of varsity play coming up. She's 5'8". Carries a scoring average of 5-3 into the ballgame. Her high game this year was 10. So she'll get a second shot. First point for Betty. All 5 starters have now scored for Little Falls, which enjoys a 7-point bulge, 20-13. Over the line, so that shot will not count. So the score stays 20-13, and Proctor will play it back in. Darla DeRoche getting pressure from Tina Keller, clearing off to Billman. Billman dropping it off to Trudell. Now back to DeRoche. Tipped out of bounds, played back in by Proctor again. Clock down to 2:11 now to play in the half.
Again, Proctor needs to continue the motion in their offense. Keep the people moving and keep the defense having to adjust all the time.
Comes in now to Trudell. Now Darla DeRoche takes to the left side. Now to Billman. Billman to Trudell. And she runs into Tina Keller, and Keller is going to pick up the foul. And for Keller, that'll be her second foul. Fourth team foul on Little Falls. And so Proctor will play it in from the side court. 1:58. Remaining here, half number one. Again, Nicollet and Albany upcoming from the St. Paul Civic Center. There's a miscue. Keller will pick it up. Towards the bucket she goes, and she scores. But no bucket, she won't first. Keller is not happy.
Tina steals the ball. You see her coming down. She takes 2 dribbles. Step, step. She did travel and goes for the shot.
Trudell's shot no good. Billman has the rebound, taken away by Grosso. And now picked up by Tina Keller. Keller goes across the 10-second line, picked up by Darla DeRoche. Back off to Spillum. Tina Keller, they like her. They set right up at the top of the circle. She's the point guard, puts it up. And in. So Tina Keller gets back to bucket she lost. That gives Tina 8 points. And it's 22-13, a 9-point lead again by Little Falls. That ties their biggest margin of the ball game. 1 minute now remaining here, first half. Billman. Sharon Billman with 4 points. Tina Keller. Underneath the Carol Boson. And played back in by Proctor. 26 seconds to play in the half. Proctor may well be playing for a final shot. They're down by 7, 22-15. Billman to play it into Jackie Trudell. Trudell getting it ahead to Meyer. Back to Trudell. Off to DeRoche. Watched by Keller. 15 seconds on the clock. Billman into Trudell. 10 seconds on the clock. Back out for Billman. Back for Trudell. 5 seconds to go. Over on the right side. Elmas does not get the shot away in time, and that is the end of the first half with our score, Little Falls 22 and Proctor 15.
Green's Red Owl, the family-owned store in Little Falls, with Morrison County's lowest prices. In the meat department, their chickens are so fresh they have to slap them twice a day. Specials this week include smoked picnics for 69 cents a pound. And a 6.5-ounce can of tuna is free with coupon. Check out the produce department for more great buys. That's Green's Red Owl of Little Falls.
The Pine Edge Inn in Little Falls is one of Minnesota's few genuine country inns. Located on the banks of the Mississippi, this unique inn specializes in small groups, seminars, workshops, board meetings, banquets, and social groups. And to complement their excellent meeting facilities, their dining room offers outstanding home-cooked food, leg of lamb, beef stroganoff, roast veal bourguignon, and much more. Friday nights are fish nights. Congratulations to the Flyerettes for their participation in the tournament from the Pine Edge Inn of Little Falls.
And Chris Howell back with you here at the Vet. We're at halftime of our second AA game this afternoon. Little Falls leading Proctor by a score of 22-15. Here's the scoring unofficially. First of all, for Little Falls, Peggy Urbanski has 7 points. Betty Spillum has 1. Leanne Grosso has 4. Tina Keller has 8. And Mary Vosen has 2. And if I did my work right, that should add up to 22. For Proctor, Jackie Trudell has 7 points. Sharon Billman has 4. Debbie Meyer has 4, while Barb Elnis and Darla DeRoche among the starters were held scoreless. So 22 on the board for the Flyerets and 15 up there for the Proctor Rails. Any observation?
Right. One thing that Proctor needs to do, they need to get a little more movement in their offense. They're still standing around a lot. That one set when they came down, they scored 3 baskets in a row because they had a lot more movement in their offense than they had previously. One thing that's happening is Little Falls is playing a man defense. They're sagging back in the key, forcing the outside shots. What they need to do is move their offense more, and it'll make the defense move. It'll open up the middle of the key.
Okay, now, anytime I suppose you have a half where 2 of your starters go scoreless, that doesn't exactly help.
No, it doesn't.
You sort of isolate on the 3 people, Trudell, Billman, and Meyer, while all 5 starters have scored for the Flyerets. This is the 1980 Minnesota State High School Basketball Tournament.
Psst. Hey, want to see the new Crestliner boats for 1980? Just step forward. That's it. Now take a closer look. These are just a few of the handsome new Crestliners this year. They are superior to ordinary boats in shape, strength, and life. The variety of models is fantastic, and because they're located next to the AMF Crestliner factory, Larson Motor can offer new Crestliners to you at unusually low prices. So stop in soon at Larson Motor Service Little Falls and find your Crestliner.
The First National Bank of Little Falls proudly congratulates the Little Falls Flyerets on their participation in the tournament. First National Bank of Little Falls has complete banking services, including an auction service. They specialize in farm and household sales, having years of experience behind them to make your sales successful. See Urban Kapsner or Don Klinker about your particular banking needs at the First National Bank of Little Falls. Best wishes to the Flyerets.
Valspar paints are just one of the many products for the home offered at Bill's Decorating Center, Little Falls. 170 years of experience go into every Valspar paint, stain, and varnish. And one of Bill's 3 interior decorators can help you match your Valspar paint with other decorating items such as wallpaper, woven woods, and floor covering.
Splash on a little color, add that finishing touch today. The finishing touch from Bill's Decorating Center.
Ford announces a $500 cash offer for truck buyers. Just make your best deal on any of these new '79 Ford V8 pickups, vans, or club wagons, and Ford will send you a check for $500. That's on top of the great deals Ford dealers are already giving. Only at Ford dealers can you get a tough Ford truck, a great deal, plus $500 back from Ford. That's truck value you can't beat.
Saturday, and
Back here at Bet Center in Bloomington, Little Falls 22, Proctor 15. We're at halftime, so let's go to the St. Paul Civic Center and join Jim Gilliland and Tommy Greenhoe.
Thanks, Bob. We're nearing the first quarter break, rather, of our very fine ball game between Albany and Nicollet. Nicollet trailing now 14-13 after that basket by Rachel Polzine. Kelly Skalicki has opened up with some cold shooting from the outside for Albany, and they lead by 1 point. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. The move inside by Skalicki, but the shot comes off. A rebound comes off to Nicollet, but they travel with it. And we get our first substitution of the game.
Number 50, Lori Zins into the ball game.
Lori Zins, the senior forward, coming in. She replaces Sarah Mayer. Way out for Skalicki. That shot is no good, and Zins grabs the rebound. 3 seconds.
Whoops, correction.
And there's the end of the first quarter with the score. Albany 14 and Nicollet 13.
Surround your home with a hug of protection this winter from Crandall Home Improvement. Squeeze the most out of your insulating dollar with Polar Foam or cellulose insulation. Water repellent and a Class A building material, Polar Foam will keep your home comfortable all year long. Ask Crandall about attic vents and blow-in cellulose insulation for ceilings and walls. They'll give you free estimates on all work. Call them soon. Crandall Home Improvement in Long Prairie, Park Rapids, and Bemidji.
Did you know that if you start saving at Community Federal of Little Falls today, you can provide yourself with a second income that will never stop? Start saving regularly, say $50 every month. If you continue this regular habit for a number of years, around 15 years would be good, you'll be able to withdraw $50 per month forever. With Community Federal's high interest rates compounded daily, it's easy to start a second income. Community Federal Savings and Loan of Little Falls, member FSLIC. If you've been looking for the perfect mid-size car and haven't checked Dick Youngberg Chevrolet Buick, you could be blowing one heck of a deal. You can get a 1980 Impala 4-door with V6, automatic, power steering, and power brakes, all for only $57.88. A family car with good fuel economy and only $57.88. So why just take any deal when you can get one heck of a deal at Dick Youngberg Chevrolet Buick in Little Falls? Brighten up your home's interior during the Sunshine Sale at Morrison County Carpet, Little Falls. Through the month of March, you'll find savings of up to 20% on all carpets and vinyl floor coverings. Plus, you can save up to 20% on all window treatments and wall coverings. Stewart paints are another way to save. Prices start at only $6.95. Sunshine savings from Morrison County Carpet, 111 West Broadway, Little Falls.
Falls Civic Center, Game 2 of the Class A opening round. Albany in the dark uniforms, leading Nicollet in the white, 16-13, 7:16 to go in the half. Nicollet in control. That's Rachel Polzine on the right side for Liz Mettler. Polzine again, she's been very effective. And they loop it back in for Mettler. Her shot is off of there, and they tie up on the rebound. Kim Gruntz, number 44 in white for Nicollet, will jump against Peg Thielen of Albany.
Jim, I'm very impressed with the patience shown by Nicollet. Both teams are playing a zone. Albany seems to be a little bit more aggressive in their zone. They come out and force on the ball a bit more. But Nicollet's showing a lot of patience and taking their time, and Albany likes to get down and get that ball up, as does Skalicki.
And there she hits it. Kelly Skalicki, who did not shoot particularly well in the first quarter, making her 5th field goal of the game, however, and she has 10 points. 18-13 for Albany. Unbeaten champions of Region 5A under Coach Nancy Way. Rachel Polzine in the lane, no good, and they tie up on the rebound. Nicollet has just one loss on the season. The Raiders are coached by Dave Rigoni, and they've won 22 of them, so they're a very good basketball team. Polzine jumping against Peg Thielen at the Nicollet basket. Polzine gets the tap, but Skalicki takes it away. Looping it underneath, beautiful pass, left back out for Pat Stotts, and she hits. Nice feed from Liz Allen. Pat Stotts gets the basket. She has 6 points. I'm sorry, they gave the basket to Linz. Nicollet takes a timeout with 6:17 to go in the half, and the score is Albany 20 and Nicollet 13.
The Lullaby Shop, downtown Little Falls, is a great shop for new grandmas. Outfit the entire nursery. You'll find complete selections of nursery furniture, infant furniture, everything the baby and new mother needs. If you're looking for a unique gift item, be sure to see the Rabbit Redford and Running Bear stuffed animals. The Lullaby Shop offers a huge selection of quality stuffed animals and gifts for those new arrivals. The Lullaby Shop, located under the theater marquee, downtown Little Falls.
Green's Red Owl, the family-owned store in Little Falls, with Morrison County's lowest prices. In the meat department, their chickens are so fresh they have to slap them twice a day. Specials this week include smoked picnics for 69 cents a pound. And a 6.5-ounce can of tuna is free with coupon. Check out the produce department for more great buys. That's Green's Red Owl of Little Falls.
Back to the action at the St. Paul Civic Center. Albany ahead of Nicollet 20-13. And that's Albany with the ball. Kelly Skalicki gets the good roll and scores. She has 12 points of the Huskies 22. And a 9-point lead. They've opened up quite a margin here. Polzine in the lane. Off to Kelly Grunst. It won't go. Rebound Zins, but Skalicki there with the quick hands. Recovered, however, by Kim Grunst. Zins. Polzine. Kim Grunst. Polzine. Grunst gets away from Skalicki. And Laurie Zins loops it up there. Can't go, and Pat Stotts has the rebound and is fouled by Kelly Grunst.
There was only a 1-point margin in favor of Albany at the end of the first quarter, 14-13, but Albany has started to real rush. 8 consecutive points, 6 of them by Kelly Skalicki.
Skalicki to the attack. That's Peg Thielen, junior, number 41 on the right side. Skalicki has it deflected by Polzin, and she controls it. Or does she? Into the front court now. Had a break, but thought better of it. Passed out. Laurie Zins to Polzin. Kim Grunst. Rachel Polzin. Skalicki got a hand in there, but Grunst retains it. From the top of the key, Grunst can't hit, but Zins grabs the rebound. Can't go in, so Laurie Zins passes back out to Rachel Polzin. Zins in the corner for Kelly Grunst. Kim Grunst. And Polzin driving into the lane. Her shot is no good, and Shelly Lins was fouled by Laurie Zins.
42, Liz Metler back into the ball game.
Liz Metler checks back in for Nicollet. Polzin picked up that foul. Albany to the attack now. Thielen ahead for Stotts. Leaves it for Skalicki. That's Skalicki in the corner. And she gave a little stutter step and traveled into the game for Albany. Bev Schlepper, a 5'6" senior guard, wearing number 35. That's Laurie Metler in the lane for Polzin. And she gets fouled.
Skalicki picks up her second.
Liz Metler, I should say. Polzin goes at the line.
Oh, my mistake. I thought the foul was on Skalicki. Sorry about that.
Schlepper's first foul. 4 minutes to go in the half, and a 9-point lead for Albany. Make that 8 as Polzin's free throw crawls in. She's the leading scorer on this Nicollet team with an average of 15.3 per ball game, and she's a junior, although Nicollet does start 3 seniors. Second one is also good by Rachel Polzin.
That's the first points for Nicollet in 2.5 minutes, and it cost them dearly to go cold like that. They dropped from 1 point behind to 9.
Ball deflected out of bounds will still belong to Albany. Liz Allen, who had 2 fouls early and was given a rest, comes back into the game, and Schlepper goes back to the sidelines for the Huskies. Peg Thielen in the corner for Kelly Skalicki. Thielen, the middle for Kelly. And she has the nice little jumper in there. 14 points for Kelly Skalicki. Far and away the leading scorer on the floor, but she does put it up a few more times than the other girls, too.
She is the offense, or the franchise, if you will.
Liz Metler back for Polzin. Works the left side to Kim Grunst. Nice move in there, but she couldn't get it to go. But the foul will be on Liz Allen, I believe, and that would be 3 on her. Now they give it to Peg Thielen, her first, but the 5th Albany team foul, so it'll be 1-1 from now on out for Nicollet, and Albany in the same situation. Nicollet has 4 fouls, but of course the next one would make it 1-1.
In contrast to the first game, Nicollet knows where the basket is on a free throw. They've made 6 out of 7, 7 out of 8.
And Kim Grunst has 4 for 4. Skalicki ahead, and the ball stolen nicely by Polzin, but she couldn't control it. She stepped on the baseline. Rather not Polzin, but number 32, Sarah Mayer, who has checked back into the lineup. She was a starter for Nicollet. 24-17, 3:08 to go in the first half. Peg Thielen in the corner for Skalicki. Good feet underneath to Pat Stotts, and she knows what to do with it. Pat Stotts with 8 points. The senior center, the lone senior in the starting lineup for Albany. The other 4 are juniors. Polzin with a good pass to Sarah Mayer, and she draws the foul on Stotts.
The last 4 times Nicollet has penetrated with a pass inside, they've drawn a foul. If that keeps up, Albany is going to find their front line in real dire straits because the team isn't that deep with experienced players.
Sarah Mayer drills the first free throw. Her first point of the game. They do shoot those free throws very, very well, as Tom mentioned. Well, of course she'd miss that one. Starts with the rebound.
Now that we mentioned it, yep.
Ahead to Skalicki. She sees the court very well. Thielen will leave Skalicki open, but she can't hit. Liz Allen back out for Kelly. Beautiful move inside, but it wouldn't go. And Kelly Grunst leaves it for sister Kim Grunst. Here comes Nicollet to the attack, 5-on-3. Liz Metler back for Rachel Polzin. Polzin works in, gets the short shot up. It comes out of there, and the grab for the rebound. And a foul is called on Kim Grunst.
I don't like one to be critical, and I'm sure my son Tommy, who's a referee, will dispute with me, but it almost seems to me that the officials are scared of any contact. Heck, these girls, they're used to knocking around under the basket and in the lane and balls, but somebody breathes on each other and they call a foul too often, I think. They just want to let the girls have enough room to move her and play.
Lori Zins is in for Nicollet, replacing Kelly Grunst. She gets a rest. And ahead they come to the attack as Thielen missed the first end of the 1-and-1. Kim Grunst looks. Polzin to Grunst. Polzin, a very good ball handler. And a travel call against Kim Grunst. Just 5 field goals in the game for Nicollet, but they've been able to get 8 free throws, 26-18. Liz Allen with a good move in the lane, but the shot won't go. The foul on Liz Metler.
Foul on number 42, Liz Metler. First personal foul. Liz Allen on the line. Shooting 2.
Liz Allen has not scored a basket, but she's 2 for 2 from the foul line. Make that 3 for 3. And Albany could go up by 10 points if she hits the second free throw.
That'd be their biggest lead in the game so far.
Tonight in Class A, 2 more undefeated teams to start things off. Austin Pacelli 23-0 against Warren 23-0. And then 3-time defending champ New York Mills at 22-1 against Kirkhope and Murdoch Sundberg. They are 19-3, so a good slate tonight as well. Both free throws good by Allen. Nicollet trying to dent the 10-point margin. Shot by Polzin is right through there. 9 points now for Rachel Polzin. And Skalicki does it all by herself, getting the ball into the front court. Allen works it back to Kelly. 1:12 to go in the half. Way out for Allen, right through there.
There's some shooting here that I think Trent Tucker and Daryl Mitchell better pay attention to. These kids are drilling it.
Woo! 6 points for Liz Allen. 30-20, 52 seconds to go in the half. Polzin gets inside nicely. They go for the rebound. Peg Thielen. And over the back foul called against Sarah Mayer.
Number 34, Kelly Grunst, back in the ball game for Nicollet.
And Grunst comes in. Kelly Grunst, that is, replacing Mayer. And the foul does not go on Mayer. It goes instead to Lori Zins.
First personal foul.
Her first foul. Peg Thielen has a chance to give Albany its biggest lead. It's 30-20 right now with 47 seconds left in the first half.
7 out of 8 from the line for the...
And as much as you talk about
Albany Huskies,
Kelly Skalicki, she has fine players to go along with her. All of these girls can put the ball in the basket.
She's got the whole show.
Thielen makes 1 out of 2. She has 3 points, 31-20, with 40 seconds to go in the half. Thielen across the lane for Allen. Yes. So Liz Allen, the 5'10 junior, now has 8 points. run. It's 33-20 with 20 seconds left. Shot up and off by Liz Metler. It would not go, and a foul on Peg Thielen.
We have to say it again, Jim. We talked earlier about the difference in aggressiveness in the zone defense, and it stands out so much that Albany attacks the ball and fouls the ball in the 5-man front, whereas Nicollet kind of lays back. They don't get the fouls, but they're getting the baskets against them. Albany takes their chances and does get the extra fouls, but boy, they're getting those 2 points at the other end with the easy shots because Nicollet is just not forcing the play on the ball.
Liz Metler makes 1 out of 2. She has 3 points in the game. 17 seconds to go, 33-21. Jumper taken by Allen. She's hitting, but missed that one. They tie it up on the rebound. 9 seconds to go. Our first game today, East Chain, a winner 53-45 over Moose Lake. They stay unbeaten and go into tomorrow's semifinals. So congratulations in order to coach Rich Utek and his club. 7 seconds left now, and urgency required here as Nicollet brings the ball in.
They don't know the time. There's one that knew it.
Shot is no good at the buzzer, so Albany goes out on top of the score at the end of the first half. Here in Class A, Albany 33 and Nicollet 21.
The First National Bank of Little Falls proudly congratulates the Little Falls Flyerettes on their participation in the tournament. First National Bank of Little Falls has complete banking services, including an auction service. They specialize in farm and household sales, having years of experience behind them to make your sales successful. See Urban Kapsner or Don Klinker about your particular banking needs at the First National Bank of Little Falls. Best wishes to the Flyerettes.
Take it. In a Crestliner Fishhawk, you're ready to tackle anything.
I got it, Butch.
It comes standard with features that aren't standard elsewhere, like an electrical control panel.
I'm taking him alone. Hit the lights, Butch.
Fishhawk's welded seams are guaranteed 20 years.
It's a keeper, huh?
Buy your Fishhawk with options you're in love with or at a price you can live with.
We got our limit again, eh, Butch?
Larson Motor Service, right next to the AMF Crestliner and Larson factories in Little Falls.
This is KCMT Channel 7, Alexandria.
And now we return you to the Met Center.
Bob Kurtz, Chris Howell back with you here at the Met Center. That's Darla DeRoche at the free throw line, missing the first of 2 shots. It's 31-21 in favor of Little Falls over Proctor. We have 3:07 remaining here in quarter number 3. First point of the ball game for Darla DeRoche, and it's a 9-point lead now for Little Falls. Here comes Tina Keller. Keller with the wild pass out of bounds, and that'll be played back in. They have not posted that point up on the scoreboard. They still have it a 10-point differential, 31-21. Back in now to DeRoche for the Proctor Rails. Getting it ahead now to Trudell. Trudell coming down the left side. Going to the bucket, putting it up. It is short. Trudell takes the rebound, puts it up and scores. So Jackie Trudell now has 15 points. 8 of them have come here in the third quarter. And we're going to get a timeout, and the coaches want to talk things over. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to be played here. It's 31-23 now, according to the scoreboard, in favor of Little Falls, an 8-point difference.
Right, Proctor is really coming back strong there. Little Falls is a little out of control. They're not into their offense. They forced two passes, went out of bounds. Proctor came back, scored right away. They gambled on defense, went in for the interception, took the steal, and scored again. So now Coach Gould likes to call timeout, settle his team down. They've got a good 10-point lead. Just settle down, run the offense, and do what they do best.
31-24. They've corrected the scoreboard. Now, I thought I was right. We hate to swear to something. They've got 9 points here in the third quarter. I have them for the Proctor Rails, which would give them the 24. 1 point by DeRoche, and then 8 points scored by Jackie Trudell, their offense, coming from that pair. Urbanski has 13 for Little Falls. Keller with 10. Mary Bozen with 3. Leanne Grosso with 4. And Betty Spillum has a total of 1. So there's the team in purple and white. That's Little Falls. They have led all the way. They enjoy a 7-point lead right now. There's Proctor.
Little Falls is seeing a little press right here. It's a man press with a lot of pressure on the ball. They'll look to run a screen, come off the screen. Then Tino will look to run the ball down. They'll clear out everyone else.
Now Keller with behind-the-back dribble working against Darla DeRoche. Off on the left side now to Urbanski. Urbanski watched there by Trudell. Hands it off to Keller. Keller goes in the lane, puts it up, scores, and is fouled. Keller's having quite a ball game for herself. That's a dozen now for Tina.
Tina's doing a good job running the offense. They're running it, looking to get some shooting from the outside. Leanne's on the bench right now getting a rest. So they'll be looking to get some outside shooting in.
DeRoche picked up the foul, her third, team's third, and Keller at the line with a chance to complete the three-point play. Tina's 5'7", she's a senior. And she now has a baker's dozen, 13 points. And it's 34-24, back to a 10-point lead now for Little Falls. The winner of this one to meet Hopkins Lindberg in the semifinals tomorrow here at 1 o'clock. Pressure in the backcourt. Trudell is in trouble. Drops it off now to Bilm. Pass going ahead, and it goes to DeRoche. DeRoche goes past Bozen, lays it up and in. Darla DeRoche has 3. Now Tina Keller again. Off to Urbanski. Urbanski dropping it back over. And Spillum puts it up off the glass. That's no good. And the rebound is taken down by Trudell. Trudell handing it back off for Darla DeRoche. DeRoche goes top of the circle. Pass going on the left side to Billman. Back to Trudell. Trudell. Billman on the left side. Ball goes out of bounds. Played back to Proctor. 1:35 to go. Look at the Flyer bench. They're up by 8, 34-26.
Right now, Proctor's getting a little bit more movement inside from their inside people, which is really helping them out.
And back out to DeRoche. Going on the right side now is Billman. Bozen rebounds for Little Falls. Bozen off to Spillum. Spillum back to Bozen. Goes inside to Johnson. And the rebound is taken down by Elmas. Here comes Darla DeRoche. 1 minute now to play third quarter. 34-26 in favor of the purple team, Little Falls. Billman. Karen Billman's first bucket here in the second half. She has 6 points. 34-28. Little Falls in possession of the ball. 40 seconds to play here, third quarter. Goes off to Urbanski, working her way towards the bucket, doesn't go. The foul, though, is called on Jackie Trudell. That's Jackie's first, fourth team foul. And at the line, shooting 2, will be Peggy Urbanski. As she muscled her way right on the inside, took it to the bucket, and was fouled.
Right, that's one thing they try to do a lot, is set Peggy up, either set a screen for or use her coming off the screen to drive in for a layup.
So Urbanski has 13 points, 3 buckets here in the third quarter. Had 7 in the first half. Carries an 11-5 scoring average. She's over that. "35 seconds to go, third quarter. She missed them both. Rebound taken down by Elmas. Here comes Trudell. They could cut it down to 4. 28 seconds to go, third quarter. Off to Elmas. Inside to Trudell, shooting over Spillum, no good. Rebound taken down by the Big Bird, Johnson. That's her nickname, Big Bird. Urbanski to Spillum, off to Keller. 13 seconds to go as Tina glances up at the clock. Puts up a 15-footer, and Tina Keller has 15 points. She's the high scorer in the ball game. At the buzzer, it's no good, and that now is the end of the third quarter. With our score, it should read, the scoreboard's all screwed up here. The score should be 36, I believe, to 28 in favor of Little Falls.
The Pine Edge Inn in Little Falls is one of Minnesota's few genuine country inns. Located on the banks of the Mississippi, this unique inn specializes in small groups, seminars, workshops, board meetings, banquets, and social groups. And to complement their excellent meeting facilities, their dining room offers outstanding home-cooked food, leg of lamb, beef stroganoff, roast veal bourguignon, and much more. Friday nights are fish nights. Congratulations to the Flyerettes for their participation in the tournament from the Pine Edge Inn of Little Falls.
Valspar paints are just one of the many products for the home offered at Bill's Decorating Center, Little Falls. 170 years of experience go into every Valspar paint, stain, and varnish. And one of Bill's 3 interior decorators can help you match your Valspar paint with other decorating items such as wallpaper, woven woods, and floor covering.
Splash on a little color, add that finishing touch today. The finishing touch from Bill's Decorating Center.
Okay, right here you'll see Tina. She has a hesitation dribble and shoots the shot. She does that very well.
I think we saw something like that before at the buzzer. That was not quite at the buzzer, but she got the job done. She has 15 points, and she, along with Jackie Trudell, are the leading scorers on the floor. And not too far behind is Peggy Urbanski, has 13. So we're down to the final 8 minutes. It's been Little Falls all the way. Our first game, it was Burnsville all the way, but it was Hopkins Lindberg that won the game in the fourth quarter.
Right, you saw Proctor come back very strong. Leanne Grosso's back in for Little Falls after she had a 4-minute rest, so we'll see what happens now. She's a very strong inside person for him.
Little Falls with the ball, then goes to Grosso. Back out to Tina Keller, back inside to Grosso. Grosso could not save it, stepped on the end line. That'll be played back in by the Proctor Rails. It's now or never, 7:45 to go. They're down by 8. Trudell dropping it off now to Billman. Working it inside to Meyer. Meyer dishes back out. That's DeRoche. DeRoche off to Elnis. Elnis works it back underneath to Meyer again, and Meyer scores. Debbie Meyer now has 6 points. That's her first bucket of the second half. Here come the Flyers again. Tina Keller off to Billman. Watched by Billman. Shoots over Billman. Rebound is taken down by Keller. We have a foul called, and the foul will be on Darla DeRoche. That'll be Darla's 4th foul, 15th foul, and it's 1-and-1 time. Richard Peterson off the Proctor bench. As Tina Keller goes to the line, shooting 1-and-1. 1 of 2 from the free throw line, now 1 of 3 as the foul call underneath on Meyer. That'll be Meyer's 3rd foul, 16th foul, and back to the line this time will be Spillum following the miss by Keller. Spillum has but 1 point. It was on a free throw.
Although Betty only has 1 point, she's had a major contribution to the scoring of Little Falls. She hustles on defense, she passes well on the offense, and hits the open man.
Knocks that one home. She has 2. She hit both of her free throws back in the first half. The second one was wiped out by a lane violation. Grosso. And finally rebounded by Trudell. This is Darla DeRoche. Missing off for Elnis. Inside to Meyer. Back out for Billman. Billman takes it in and scores. Sharon Billman has 8. Billman. Back out to Keller, 15-footer. Rebound is grabbed off by DeRoche. Lost possession of the dribble, gets it back again, but they're not going to get away with that. And so with 6:20 to play, the Proctor Rails have the ball back. They're down by 5.
Right, Proctor stole the ball there. She got a little bit excited and turned it over. What they need to do is when they get the ball, just come down, be in control, and run their offense. That's underneath, put up and blocked. Boson had the shot.
Return to her. 6 minutes now to go in the ball game. 37-32. Batted back out. Little Falls trying to add to a 5-point lead. That's Urbanski into Grosso. Rebound taken down by Meyer. Off to Trudell. Trudell watched by Boson off to DeRoche. On the left side now, Billman. And a rebound taken down by Boson. Boson off to Keller. And here come the Flyers again. 5:23 to go in the ball game. They lead at 37-32. Keller. Grosso has the rebound. We have a jump. As Darla DeRoche had a couple players fall on top of her head. She'll be all right.
That's the same play they've been running with the ball going to the side. Leanne breaking up high to the ball. That time Tina went back door. They threw the long lob pass, but she missed the basket.
5:09 to go. Time running out on Proctor, which is trailed all the way. They're still within striking distance, though 5, although Little Falls gets the ball back with Boson off to Keller. Back to Urbanski. They've got all day long. That's Spillum.
See, Proctor's really plugging up the key. They're sagging way in on defense, giving Little Falls a 10-foot shot.
That shot was short by Keller, but now Boson has it underneath, and I believe Boson is fouled. Let's see who on.
Right there in that last set, he had a very good rebounding, offensive rebounding by Little Falls.
Trudell picked up the foul, her first. That's Tina Keller. She's had quite an afternoon for herself. 15 points to lead Little Falls as Mary Boson rather, is on the line. Mary has a total of 3 points. 1 for 2 from the free throw line, now 1 for 3. Boson is a 5'7" junior, carries an 8.4 scoring average into the tournament. The high game this year of 18. Boson now has 4. There is 4:39 to play in the ball game. The Proctor rails. DeRoche. Off now to Trudell. To Elnis. Elnis back to Billman. Left side for DeRoche. Tried to work it into Meyer. Deflected out of bounds. Played back in by Proctor. Bomber by Trudell, missed everything. Saved by Billman, but Billman handed it right to Boson. Here's a 2-on-1. Boson going down, putting it up and scoring. Carol Boson now has 6 points. And it's an 8-point lead for Little Falls. Here comes Trudell back for the rails. Underneath, and a foul called on Urbanski, who got herself trapped under there. That's Peggy's first foul, just the 3rd team foul here in the second half on Little Falls. And, of course, Proctor long ago has been over the limit, and that definitely has a bearing as we head down the wire.
Right, it does. Especially if you're in the one-on-one situation. Anytime you foul, it's an automatic almost 2 points for the other team.
Now, we're going to get a timeout called here on the floor. 3:59 to play in the ball game, and the score is Little Falls 40 and Proctor 32.
Surround your home with a hug of protection this winter from Crandall Home Improvement. Squeeze the most out of your insulating dollar with Polar Foam or cellulose insulation. Water repellent and a Class A building material, Polar Foam will keep your home comfortable all year long. Ask Crandall about attic vents and blow-in cellulose insulation for ceilings and walls. They'll give you free estimates on all work. Call them soon. Crandall Home Improvement in Long Prairie, Park Rapids, and Bemidji.
Hi, I'm Randy Coral. You know, when you get up in the morning, this is where I am, KCMT Radio Control. You can listen to us Monday through Saturday mornings from 6 to 8:30 at 100.7 FM. I promise not to batter your ears off with a lot of useless chatter. If you like country music, we've got plenty of that. But we also try to keep you informed with all the latest news, weather, sports, and farm information that's important to you. Why don't you give us a try? I think we're pretty easy to wake up to.
Kurtz and Chris Howell back here at the net, 40-32 in favor of Little Falls. 3:59 to play. They've never quite been able to break it open, Chris, but at the same time, they've led all the way.
Right, they're doing a good job. Proctor, I think they finally settled down. I think they had a little bit of the state jitters. Now they're into the game. I think they're playing more their game than they did the first half. All they need to do is continue to run offense, look for their open shots, and have a little bit more movement on offense. They're doing a much better job on defense.
Meyer had a couple of cracks that didn't go. Now tossed up by Elnis. That didn't go. Two Proctor players on the court, and one of them, DeRoche, gets the rebound. And Trudell scores, so they made it pay off. 17 points. For Jackie Trudell, it's 40-34. Attendance here at the Met this afternoon, 4,520. Blocking foul is called on Darla DeRoche, and if my figures are right, that will do it for Darla. That's her 5th personal foul. And we'll put Urbanski at the line, shooting 1 and 1.
You've seen that play several times. Tina comes and sets a pick. Peggy goes in for the drive, draws a blocking foul.
So Urbanski will go to the line. As the Proctor players gather around their coach quickly, 3 minutes and 16 seconds to go. Richard Peterson over talking to him. Trying to map out some strategy here for the final 3:16 of the ball game. And minus one of his starters, Darla DeRoche, on the bench. Again, we'll be going out to St. Paul to check in on the progress of Nicollet and Albany. Albany up by about 10, the last we heard. And then tonight, here at the Met, it's Woodbury against Hill Murray, Mankato East against Minneapolis North, and at St. Paul, it's Austin Pacelli and Warren, and Kirkhope and Murdoch-Sundberg against New York Mills. Our coverage this evening starts at 7 o'clock on most of these stations. Very cool, looking like his name over on the Little Falls bench. That situation pretty well in hand right now, although they missed the free throw, and the rebound is taken down by Sundberg. Now cleared off to Billman. Billman goes top of the circle. Off now to Meyer. Meyer takes it on the inside. She's fouled.
That's one thing Proctor needs to do. They need to go to their offense. They need to look to shoot right away. Debbie gets the ball, does a power up inside, gets fouled by Leanne right there. Proctor needs to keep shooting the ball as much as they can because they don't have the clock in their favor. They're down by 6 points.
Foul was on Grosso, and that was Leanne's 4th foul, and that would be a very, very key to this ball game if they can get her out of there.
Right, she's a key factor. She plays the middle of the defense. She's good. She denies the cut. She's good on the help side defense. She does a lot of things in there to help out the other people on defense.
I'd assume if you were the coach of Proctor, you'd say, hey, let's go out, let's drive right at her and get her out of there.
Yeah, I would say put the ball into Debbie, have her fake up, go up, try to draw that 5th foul and get her out of the game.
And of course, the Grosso will be trying to lay off defensively and keep herself in the ball game for Little Falls.
Right. She's going to have to let up a little bit, but I think what might happen is you'll see one of the defensive players on the guard sagging in front, and then we'll just have Leanne behind, and so you have 2 people on Debbie to force the outside shot.
Well, that's the situation. 3:05 to play in the ball game. 40-34 in favor of Little Falls. They led 13-6 after the first quarter, 22-15 at halftime. Enjoyed a 36-28 advantage. That was after the 3rd quarter, and they're up now by 6 points with 3:05 to play. Crowd here at the Met enjoying the festivities this afternoon. And Meyer will be at the line, I believe shooting 2. Got 2 shots. Meyer's a 5'9" junior, 12.1 scoring average. Has been held, though, to 6 in this one.
If Debbie makes this next shot, you may look to see a little press from Proctor.
A 5:55 now to go in the 3rd quarter. Albany 34, Nicollet 21. We'll be joining that one after this one ends, as Meyer missed the 2nd shot as well. And so the score remains 40-34. You got to hit those free throws. Goes inside to Grosso.
So we saw the same play they've been running all afternoon, bringing Leanne to the ball for a shot.
6 points for Grosso. Off now to Billman. Sundstrom off for Trudell. Back for Sundstrom. That clock becoming Proctor's enemies. Now shows 2:30 to play in the ball game. Trudell. Rebound Grosso. And Little Falls could go up by 10 if they can score this trip down the floor. Grosso. It does not go, but she's fouled.
There again, you saw that nice movement by Leanne. Breaking from away from the ball to the ball to get the ball. Turn around, look for a shot, or draw the foul.
Sundstrom picked up the foul, her second, and Grosso goes to the line, shooting 2. Oh, they're happy in Little Falls. They'll be a lot happier if they can hold on in the last 2 minutes and 12 seconds of the ball game. Well, that was interesting form on the free throw.
That was... He takes full advantage over 10 seconds.
Don't knock it, it works. He has 8, and it's 44-34. Little Falls up by 10. Billman from the free throw line. And we got a jump.
Proctor's doing what they need to do. They need to come down, look for a shot right away, but when the shot goes up, everyone needs to know that they've got to go to the boards and get some offensive rebounds.
Going to get a substitution now for Proctor. Carrie Fremling coming into the ball game, a 5'3" junior. And she is going to relieve Sundstrom.
I think Coach might have had a little strategy there, substituting in her and get a little more pressure and quickness on the press.
So Fremling, number 14, in for Proctor. 2:02 to play, and the Rails are down by 10. Spillum comes up with the ball for Little Falls. Off to Tina Keller. Keller across the 10-second line. Is bothered there by Illness, and bothered a little bit too much by Illness, and Barr picks up foul number 3. And that will put Keller at the line, shooting the 1-and-1. Keller has a total of 15 for the ball game. Front end of the 1-and-1 is short. And Proctor comes up with the ball again. Here comes Trudell. Trudell works against Spillum. Trudell takes it in the line, pops it up. Rebound taken down by Meyer, and you could see that Grosso laid back on defense, let Meyer take the shot. He didn't want to foul out of there. And Meyer now has a total of 8. It's 44-36.
Little Falls is going to bring it out, pull him out, make him play some defense.
Al Bozens. It's stall time.
Just running a little passing game, keeping the ball moving, keeping the defense alive and working out, trying to drive in for a layup and just use up the clock.
And finally reaching in and picking up the foul is Jackie Trudell, picking up her third. They had little choice. Clock is now down to 1:08 to go in the game. It is 44-36 in favor of Little Falls. We're going to get a timeout and keep it right here. As soon as this ball game is over, we'll go out to St. Paul for an update on Albany against Nicollet. And then don't forget tonight, 4 more games come your way here on most of these stations. Chris and I center court here at the Met for Woodbury and Hill Murray, and Cato East and Minneapolis North. Jim and Tom have Austin Pacelli and Warren, and Kirkhope and Murdoch Sunberg against New York Mills. Again, running through the scores from today, if you missed them, just joined us. Hopkins Lindberg trailed all the way, only to beat Burnsville 43-41. Burnsville, though, can't complain. They had 3 cracks at the bucket in the final 10 seconds. None of the shots went in, and Hopkins Lindberg has advanced to the semifinals. And then in A at St. Paul this afternoon, it was East Chain unbeaten against Moose Lake unbeaten. East Chain still is 53-45. So what do you do if you're Proctor?
Well, if I was Proctor, I think I put a little more pressure on the defense. I think Tina Keller is going to handle the ball, so I need to put a double on the ball. Try to go for the interceptions. You need to bring the 2 people that are staying in the key on defense. They've got to come out and shoot the gaps to try to steal the passes. The one thing you don't want to do is foul the key players that are shooting at the line. If I was Proctor, I'd be wanting to foul Mary Boson, who's not a good percentage free throw shooter.
Now, Urbanski is there right now, and she isn't, she's 1 for 4 today. No one is shooting the lights out in the tournament from the free throw line as of yet. So let's see what Urbanski can do here on the 1-and-1. Rebound grabbed by Grosso. That doesn't go. Battled for underneath and played back in by Little Falls.
That's one thing Proctor can't afford to do. They must go to the boards because they have to have the ball. When they do get the ball, they've got to come down quickly and put the ball up.
Grosso to play it in for Little Falls. Gets it underneath, put up by Keller, no good. Rebound taken down by Trudell. Here come the Proctor Rails. Less than a minute now to go in the ball game. Trudell. And on the turnover, Grosso gets it. Off now to Keller. 48 seconds to play, and they'll be in no particular hurry, picking up a quick foul. It's a good play there by Carrie Fremling. Her first foul, and that'll put Keller at the line. And really, if a team is going to go to the line and not hit the free throws, you may as well foul them as many times as you can, as quick as you can.
Right, just know sometime the free throws is going to start falling for them, and that's when they're going to come.
So Keller's at the line. She has 15 points. She is 1 of 4 from the free throw line. 1 of 5. And now Trudell, 40 seconds to play in the game. Off on the left side to Billman. And Billman is hacked there by Mary Vosen. Vosen's first personal foul. And we're into the 1-and-1 finally. And so Billman will go to the line, shooting 1-and-1 for Proctor. 37 seconds on the clock, 44-36, an 8-point lead for the Flyers of Little Falls, trying for win number 22 against 1 loss. They're trying for their 19th straight. Billman can't hit the front end of the 1-and-1, and we're going to get a jump.
We have a jump ball right here. If Proctor can get the ball, they need to look to score right away and then press. If they can steal the inbound balls on the press and score, they'll be right back in this game.
Time running out, though. Just 35 seconds to play. Elness gets it off to Meyer. Meyer takes it on the inside and scores.
Feel as pretty as you look in spring sportswear and dressing from Loretta's in Little Falls. Pick out a pretty Easter outfit and use spring coat, purse, and accessories. Choose from such brand names as Dalton, James Kenrobe, Bliley, Malea, and Corette of California. For quality and selection, shop for your new spring wardrobe now. New selections being received daily at Loretta's in Little Falls.
Bob Kurtz, Chris Howell, and Jim Gilliland back here at the Met Center. We've got a battle of Flyers to start our AA action this afternoon. Little Falls coming in with a record of 22-1. Representing the Central Lakes Conference, and they're, of course, going against Hopkins Lindberg, which also has a season record 21 wins as opposed to 1 defeat. There is Hopkins Lindberg, and on the opposite side, the Flyers also of Little Falls. Julie Pearl, the longtime voice of the High School Athletic League, is standing by with the introduction of the starting lineup. So let's go across the way now to Julie Pearl. Julie?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups to be introduced alternately, starting with Hopkins Lindberg. At the forward, number 21, Julie Sproul. Our Little Falls, number 31, Peggy Urbanski. Number 22, Sally Cam. Number 43, Betty Spillum. At center, number 53, Julie Grimm. Number 53, Leanne Grosso. At guard, number 20, Amy Poggle. Number 21, Tina Keller. Number 24, Sue Krumtovich. Number 45, Mary Boson. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Little Falls band, directed by Dwight Nelson, will lead us in our national anthem.
set to get this AA contest underway. At the Met Center, there are officials. On the left side, that's Gerald Dobert out of Detroit Lakes. And our female official, Rebecca Schmieding, she hails from Rochester. And any last-second comments before we get the Battle of the Flyers underway?
Well, I look out at the jump ball situation and see Julie Grimm 5 inches taller than Grosso, and that's going to be certainly a problem to contend with.
Dressed in white, Hopkins, Lindberg, and in the purple, that's Little Falls. Little Falls with the ball, that's Tina Keller. Tina Keller will set up top of the circle. Mary Vosen in the corner, back to Urbanski. They work it on the inside to Grosso. She was stuffed there by 53 Grimm, and a foul called underneath.
Right away, we see Julie Grimm's presence. She got her hand on the first shot of the game and forced the foul on Little Falls.
Foul was on Mary Vosen, number 45. Her first team foul. Getting it ahead now to Amy Poggle. Poggle on the left side to Sproul, working it on the inside back to Powell. Shot won't go. And Grimm and Grosso get it tied up underneath, and they'll jump.
Again, Julie Grimm's size. Grosso was inside of her, had the position, but she just reached up over and was able to tie it up.
Batted ahead by Keller. Keller going to the bucket. Krumpetich trails, and Keller scores. First bucket of the ball game. Now Hopkins, Lindberg. Battling Little Falls here, getting it across the 10-second line. That's Amy Poggle, watched by Carol Vosen. Poggle will take it on the right side. Off to Sproul in the corner. Sproul watched by Urbanski. Tried to loop it in to Julie Grimm. Goes on Julie's fingertips out of bounds, and the turnover gives the ball back to Little Falls.
I think one thing that's happening to Lindberg right now, they just need to slow it down a little bit because they're getting an awful lot of pressure from the Little Falls defense.
Little Falls now on offense. Phillum on the right side. Into Grosso. Rebound taken down by Sproul. Ahead now to Poggle. Poggle goes past Keller. Continues down the right side. Shoots over two players and scores. Amy Poggle, who was held scoreless yesterday, doesn't wait long to get on the board this afternoon. We're tied at 2. Tina Keller, off to Vosen, back to Keller, to Urbanski on the left side. Vosen along the baseline, cuts in, but runs into Grimm. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be played back in by Hopkins Lindberg.
3 blocks for Julie Grimm in the
first jump ball.
Minute and a half, and it's really difficult for Little Falls to get inside the zone.
Tip is controlled by Hopkins. Lindberg goes ahead now to Krumpetich. Krumpetich takes it to the bucket and scores. Sue Krumpetich. And Lindberg on top of Little Falls, 4-2. Urbanski. Grosso puts it up over Grimm. No good. Sproul rebounds for Lindberg. Out to Poggle. Poggle is cut off, has the ball taken away by Tina Keller. Keller goes past Krumpetich and scores. Keller has 4 points. Tied at 4. That's Sally Cam. Off to Grimm. Back to Krumpetich. Back to Cam. Cam shoots over Spillum and scores.
Maybe her ankle is all 100% now. She looked pretty good on that shot.
Now here comes Little Falls with Tina Keller cutting across the 10-second line. Setting things up at the top of the circle. Off to Betty Spillum. Back to Keller. Carol Vosen along the baseline. Back for Spillum. And we're tied at 6. These clubs look pretty evenly matched.
2 contrasting styles. Lindberg laying back in the zone and Little Falls pressure everywhere.
Shot by Sproul, no good. Grimm follows and scores.
I think that's one thing you're going to see over and over. If Julie gets the ball within a 5-foot radius of the basket, she's pretty well assured of getting 2 points.
Foul was on Spillum, her first second team foul. Grimm goes to the line. Can pick up 3 points here. Grimm, Grimm completes her 3-point play. And it's 9-6 now in favor of Lindberg. Eddie Spillum off to Carol Vosen. Vosen puts it up. Now we got a jump. I think if there's one area that I'd like to see some improvement in women's basketball, Chris, it would be a significant decrease of the number of jump balls.
Right. One thing that we don't do in women's basketball or girls basketball is go after the rebound, pull it down hard, and bust it out for a good outlet pass. And I think you're seeing that a lot today.
Now Betty Spillum will play it in for Little Falls. They trail 9-6 to Lindberg. First quarter action here at the Met. Vosen goes top of the circle, off to Urbanski. Back to Vosen. To Spillum. Tina Keller. Spillum had problems with the pass. Crumpetich picks it off. Ahead now to Poggle. Poggle with 2 Little Falls players back, goes down and scores. So Amy Poggle with 4 points. Vosen back for Little Falls. Off to Urbanski. To Keller. Back to Urbanski again. Looped into Grosso. Grosso stuffed by Grimm. And apparently fouled by Grimm.
Well, they have to keep challenging Julie Grimm because that's really the only way that they're going to make any progress here. There's the shot. You see her definite foul. She got her on the hand across the wrist, and it's only 1 foul on Julie Grimm, but if they keep going inside, they may get her in trouble.
You're probably going to see that a lot. The ball goes inside to Leanne. She usually fakes to one side and turns back into the middle for a short jump shot.
Grosso with the interesting free throw style. Has it steady now. First point of the game for Leanne Grosso, 11-7 in favor of Lindberg. Poggle in the backcourt, bothered by Tina Keller. Now Vosen gets in. Keller, though, picked up a foul prior to that. Keller's first, 3rd team foul on Little Falls. And the Flyers to play it in. That's Sue Crumpetich, 24. Tina Keller, 21. Off now to Poggle. Poggle goes the right side, working against Vosen. To Sproul. Sproul loops it into Grimm. 3-second violation. And so Little Falls will play it back in. 3:57 to go here, first quarter. 11-7 for Hopkins Lindberg. Bill Murray, Minneapolis North to follow this one. Vosen didn't handle the pass cleanly. Out of bounds, played back in by Lindberg.
Still no luck getting inside the zone, and the Hopkins-Lindberg plan is obvious when they do get down and get a chance to set it up.
Oh, I'd like to see a replay of this one. Vosen picked up a blocking foul.
Here you see her drive right into Vosen, draw the charge. I think she moved her knee just a little bit there and got a blocking foul.
I don't know.
That one could have gone the other way, definitely.
Now the officials lucky that Al McGuire wasn't on the Vosen's bench. Crumpetich picked up the basket. Sue now has 4 points. Down the other way, and Keller scores.
Well, that time they got inside the zone. A good move to split the 2-point people, and Tina Keller is good inside.
Poggle now. 13-9 ball game for Hopkins Lindberg. Off to Sproul. Julie Sproul. Her first bucket of the ball game. All 5 starters have now scored for Hopkins Lindberg. They have a 6-point lead here in the early going. Grosso battling Grimm. Waits for Grimm to come down and scores. Grosso with 3. Into Sproul. 2:45 to go in the quarter. Krumpetich in the backcourt. Watched by Keller. Off now to Poggle. Poggle to Cam, back to Poggle. Amy Poggle, homecoming queen at Hopkins. Lindberg with 6 points.
Great pass from Sally Cam that time. Bounce pass inside. Full stride. She put up the layup.
The Grosso-Grimm battle continues. Grosso with 5. Grosso being able to score despite the fact she doesn't have the height.
Right, she's doing a fine job. She's getting around Julie, being able to get a shot off or pass to the outside for an outside shot.
Little Falls setting up. They're down by 4. They've got 1:54 to go here first quarter.
That's what they need to do. They need to look to get some penetration from the outside to pull the defense out so they can eventually get the ball inside.
Lane violation. And so the turnover gives the ball back to Hopkins Lindberg. To Krumpetich to play it in. 1:46 to play in the quarter. Getting pressure in the backcourt. Got to get something started here. Nice play by Keller, but Krumpetich gets it back again alertly. Moves across the 10-second line. Keller got a little close. I don't know.
Well, there wasn't much of a bump there. Keller did catch her.
It caused the walk, though.
Here comes the move, and there's Tina Keller bumping into her, and
they call traveling.
Tripped over that, and travel was called. This is our highest scoring quarter of the tournament, I think. Both teams shooting well.
And Grosso doing well on the inside, although that one didn't go. Cam clears it off to Krumpetich, tied up by Keller.
I think that's one thing you're going to see over and over is Tina immediately goes for the ball no matter where it is, if it's an outlet pass or just a pass in the offense.
Chisholm and Bannock have checked into the Little Falls lineup. That's Bannock now, number 25, off to Keller. Back to Bannock, over to Spillum. Spillum to Keller. Keller shooting over Cam. Rebound taken down by Chisholm. Chisholm back to Bannock. Over to Keller. Into Grosso. Grosso again putting it over Grimm, and Grimm picks up a foul. Grimm is having problems with Grosso. Second foul on Grimm, second team foul.
Here you see Leanne come in. Julie makes contact right here on the arm. One thing Julie has to do is just let Leanne shoot over her because she's tall enough and she can intimidate her. She just puts her hands straight up and just let Leanne arch the ball over her. If she reaches over, she's going to just draw more fouls, and then she'll find herself out of the game.
Six points for Grosso. You didn't see her yesterday, Jim. She'll go through the same routine.
I would think it would be tough to balance the ball up there to really...
Couple of bounces. Up in the air it goes. Catches it. Sets.
She has to be just right on that motion there. It's going to... No margin for error there. Well, it's a 2-point game.
Grosso has been the offense for Little Falls. She has 7 points. Inside to Grimm. Now it's Grimm's turn. Grimm has 5. Back now to Keller. 37 seconds to play in the half. Little Falls down by 4. Off to Chisholm. To Bannock. Back to Chisholm. Back to Keller, top of the circle. To Spillum. Drew the foul. That's Grimm's third team foul on Lindberg.
I think one thing you'll see here, Leanne fakes up in the air, looks for the drive. Julie just makes contact with her arm as she goes up for a shot.
We could see her doing everything she could to try to avoid picking up that foul, but she did. Reached over, and the Little Falls cheering section is responding.
Grosso 3 for 4 from the line. Leanne's got it steady. It's a 20.4 scoring average Grosso does. Her high game this year was 31, a 5'11" junior. Be at all surprised to see her back at the Met here next March. 8 for Grosso. And it's 19-16, a three-point bulge of a team in white. That's Hopkins Lindberg. Ball out of bounds, played back in by the Flyers. 16 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Comes into Poggle. Off to Krupetich. Krupetich in traffic. Puts it up and whoop, a can opener, but it fell out. Jump ball. 7 seconds to play first quarter. Now we're going to get some substitutions for Hopkins Lindberg. Sue Newer checks in the ball game. Poggle got to hurry with 3 seconds. And there goes the horn. That is the end of the first quarter with a score. Lindberg 19, Little Falls 16.
Green's Red Owl, the family-owned store in Little Falls, with Morrison County's lowest prices. In the meat department, their chickens are so fresh they have to slap them twice a day. Specials this week include smoked picnics for 69 cents a pound. And a 6.5-ounce can of tuna is free with coupon. Check out the produce department for more great buys. That's Green's Red Owl of Little Falls.
The Pine Edge Inn in Little Falls is one of Minnesota's few genuine country inns. Located on the banks of the Mississippi, this unique inn specializes in small groups, seminars, workshops, board meetings, banquets, and social groups. And to complement their excellent meeting facilities, their dining room offers outstanding home-cooked food, leg of lamb, beef stroganoff, roast veal bourguignon, and much more. Friday nights are fish nights. Congratulations to the Flyerettes for their participation in the tournament from the Pine Edge Inn of Little Falls.
Psst. Hey, want to see the new Crestliner boats for 1980? Just step forward. That's it. Now take a closer look. These are just a few of the handsome new Crestliners this year. They are superior to ordinary boats in shape, strength, and life. The variety of models is fantastic, and because they're located next to the AMF Crestliner factory, Larson Motor can offer new Crestliners to you at unusually low prices. So stop in soon at Larson Motor Service Little Falls and find your Crestliner.
The First National Bank of Little Falls proudly congratulates the Little Falls Flyerettes on their participation in the tournament. First National Bank of Little Falls has complete banking services, including an auction service. They specialize in farm and household sales, having years of experience behind them to make your sales successful. See Urban Kapsner or Don Klinker about your particular banking needs at the First National Bank of Little Falls. Best wishes to the Flyerettes.
We're back at Met Center, and it's a 1-point lead now for Lindberg. Some interesting statistics in the first half. Lindberg shooting 9 for 14, 64%. Little Falls, 6 for 12 for 50%. So both teams, Bob and Chris, starting out with very hot shooting.
Into Grosso, she has 10 already. This time she's tied up and fouled by 22, Sally Cam. Her first fourth team foul on Lindberg. All four have been trying to stop Grosso. 3 on Grimm, and now the first one on Cam.
Right, I think you're going to see that over and over. You're going to see him look to go into Leanne so she can try to get the good inside shot because they've got the outside rebounds on the other side. Here you see Leanne come up.
Urbanski gets the rebound. Back into Grosso. Boy, they're really going to work in there. Going to go right to her again, I bet. That's Mary Bozen in the corner, going to shoot over it. No good. Rebound grabbed down by Cam. And she hands off now to Krupetich. Krupetich for Hopkins Lindberg. Across the 10-second line. Picked up there by Keller. Takes it on the left side. Dishing off to Cam. And the rebound taken down by Urbanski. Urbanski off to Keller. Here they come on the fast break. Now the defense gets set. Keller slows it down. Top of the circle. Right side for Betty Spillum. Off now to Carol Bozen. Bozen into Grosso. Grosso underneath. Puts it up. No good. Rebound taken down by number 35. That would be Sue Newer in the lineup. And she is tied up. Sue is 6 foot, a junior.
One thing that's happening with Little Falls right now is they're looking to force it inside Leanne. What they need to do is just get a little shooting from the outside, and it'll open it back up inside.
Grimm sitting on the bench in foul problems. Krupetich underneath and scoring was Sally Cam, and she was fouled. 4 points for Cam.
We have to look for Sally Cam to pick up some of the scoring slack, but she gets a beautiful feed here from Krumpetich. Open on the baseline, anticipating well and going straight up strong and drawing the foul and scoring.
That was on Betty Spillum, her second 15th foul. Sally Cam at the line with a chance to give her team a 4-point lead. Sally Cam has 5. Melanie Melby, 35, is checked in the lineup for Little Falls. Betty Spillum getting a rest. Tina Keller with the basketball now on the top of the circle. And a shoot over. A little bit short. Taken down now by Krumpetich. Krumpetich has it kicked by her own teammate, Cam. Cam picks it up. Takes it to the bucket and scores. Cam with 7. Now Keller back to the top of the circle again. 5:35 to play here in the half. Off now to Urbanski. Inside to Grosso. Grosso having problems holding on to the ball. And we're finally going to get a jump as Cam ties it up.
A real bonus for Lindberg here, being able to stay ahead and even extend the 1-point lead now to 6 with Julie Grimm on the bench in foul trouble. And Sally Cam has been really impressive.
Inside to Grosso. Grosso with 12. Pass ahead to Julie Sproul. Sproul over Grosso. Rebound taken down by Urbanski. Now Peggy Urbanski scoots across the 10-second line. Takes it into the lane. Drops it back out for Tina Keller. Nope, she doesn't. Holds on to it off to Vosen now. Vosen back to Urbanski. They work the left side. Keller into Grosso. Ball knocked loose. Picked off by Cam. Ahead now to Krumpetich. Here comes Hopkins Lindberg. Cut off by Vosen, and Krumpetich scores. Nice play. 6 for Krumpetich.
We're still not finding it that easy to get the ball into Leanne Grosso with Julie Grimm on the bench.
Sure trying, though, aren't they? Urbanski's shot is short. Grabbed off underneath, taken away, and will jump as they tied up to Newer. Let's see who will jump for Little Falls. Newer is a 6-foot junior, and Leanne Grosso, who's a 5'11 junior, will jump for Little Falls. 4:08 to play in the half. Played back in by Hopkins Lindberg. Hopkins Lindberg with a 6-point lead. Krumpetich. And now Sally Cam will bring the ball up the floor. Cam has it knocked loose. Melby came up with it off to Vosen. Vosen got the dribble a little high, turned it over. Now the turnover gives the ball back to Hopkins Lindberg. 3:39 to play in the half. Hopkins Lindberg 26 and Little Falls 20. Our second game today, Hill Murray and Minneapolis North. Tonight we'll have East Jane and Albany, Austin Pacelli and New York Mills. And what can we look forward to, Jim, for May action?
Well, there's some great teams over there. Of course, Albany with great balance, and East Jane 6'2", 6'1", 5'11" across the front is going to give them a lot of problems. And we know about New York Mills, and Austin Pacelli showed great balance. It should be a great night.
Pretty good afternoon, too, as Keller picks and clean. Tina Keller has 8 points. Little Falls has a total of 22 points, 8 by Keller, 12 by Grosso. So 20 of the 22 points have come from 2 players. Betty Spillum has the other 2. Out of foul called.
Maybe a little bit out of Krumpetich's range there. There's the shot going up and the battle for the rebound, and Leanne went over the back that time.
Russo's first foul and going to the line will be Sue Newer. 6-foot junior. Before she shoots, we'll have a timeout here on the floor. 3:06 left to go here first half with a score. Hopkins Lindberg 26, Little Falls 22.
Surround your home with a hug of protection this winter from Crandall Home Improvement. Squeeze the most out of your insulating dollar with Polar Foam or cellulose insulation. Water repellent and a Class A building material, Polar Foam will keep your home comfortable all year long. Ask Crandall about attic vents and blow-in cellulose insulation for ceilings and walls. They'll give you free estimates on all work. Call them Sue. Crandall Home Improvement in Long Prairie, Park Rapids, and Bemidji.
These days, Americans want good mileage and good value, and Ford's doing something about it. During Ford's Fuel Economy Celebration, make your best deal on a new 1980 Thunderbird, and Ford will send you a check for $500. Buy a high-mileage new Fairmont and get $300. Just take delivery by March 22nd. Ford's really putting its money where the mileage is.
Where the mileage is.
Jim Gilliland back with Chris Howell and Bob Kurtz at Met Center, 26-22. Lindberg holding a 4-point advantage over Little Falls and going to the free throw line. And Chris, I'm surprised that they've really stayed ahead with Julie Grimm on the bench.
Well, one thing Lindberg has gone, they've gone to a running game. They're getting a lot of boards, coming down fast and getting the shot up pretty quick. And it's not giving Little Falls enough chance to get back on defense. What they're doing is playing very aggressive defense, so they just